Hi, this is Mrs. Martin. This is Team 7B. I teach social studies on our team. I just wanted to reach out and create a little video that's helpful to parents, help you access your child's work on Office 365. It's a platform we will be using more and more, especially once your child goes into the 8th grade and later on into the high school. We use Office 365 to log in. It is cloud-based, and your child has access to it 365 days of the year from anywhere. Every child is given a free subscription to Office 365. You access Office 365 by going onto the Carmel Central School District website. Office 365, if you click right there, it'll bring you directly to a login. Your child will need to use their username and password that they have been given in homeroom. Most students have written it down inside the flap of the front cover of their planner. So once you log in Office 365, they will use the login. So if their name is cut off, their last name is cut off when they log in to a computer, then so today I'm going to bring you through the processes and the systems in order to get you to Teams. So once you've logged on to Office 365, your child uses their username, which again has been shortened, at students with an S dot carmelschools.org, and then their password. You should look for a letter that has come home from me. It looks like this. The username and password will be on it. I'll refer back to this in just a moment. So this is your home page. Again, you're going into Office 365 login under staff, or it's just easier to go to Office 365 login. Fortunately, I can't show you how to log in because it would directly go to my email. So it would not give me the login. So once you're in Office 365, there are many apps that your child has at their disposal. Excel, PowerPoint, but there's also Teams and OneNote. Your child will be most likely looking at Teams. It is a one-stop shop. It has many of the apps that Office 365 has to offer within Teams. Nothing is ever going to get lost again. The only thing your child will definitely need for my class are earbuds. There are still a couple of students who still need to bring in earbuds. They stay in class in a sandwich bag. We'll see how long those sandwich bags last. I welcome anyone sending in extra sandwich bags. I have gone through many. Okay, so once they are in Teams, it looks like this. You have clicked the app and they are in Teams. So this I've created for all the parents. Parents of Team 7B, I am going to update you about my class, but if there is something going on in another class, I will definitely update you as well. I highly recommend getting the Teams app. It does not take up a lot of time, a lot of memory on your phone, or you could just check back here periodically. Just make sure that the notifications is on your phone to get the Parents of Team 7B app. I will still be using, Parents of Team 7B notifications. I will still be using the Remind app. That hasn't gone anywhere. And if you have not signed up for the Remind app, I'm getting ahead of us. I've put in files the syllabus, and on the syllabus, you will find directions. I lie. Yes, no, I don't. Directions on how to get to Remind. This is old. Don't know why. I will change that. Do not use that. It's actually, let me see if I can edit this. It's actually Martin, let me go. It's actually Martin. I'm just going to cut this and see. Okay, so for remind, it's not going to look very pretty. It is, the code is at Martin, 3 S's. So I have 3 S's, there we go. Okay, so it's saving, see this? It's cloud-based. Everything is saved without you having to go in and save it yourself. So it's cloud-based, it's Word Online, it's not as robust, it's not as wonderful as Word would be, but they can access it, the students can access it anywhere. So I'm just gonna close this up and we'll go back to conversations. So welcome to my video, watch this to access student work. You can certainly reply back. I'll start seeing this in just a bit, that you'll reply back possibly, and then I know that kids are doing their jobs and teaching parents exactly what they need to know. For parents, we're not going to use class notebook. I'm not going to give you assignments, but I will definitely use the conversation piece in the files if there's something that is needed. Maybe there's something that needs to be signed. In fact, right now I will actually put in this letter as well. So that's the conversations piece. I'm going to show you what your students are seeing, what your kids are seeing. Unfortunately, we don't have the exact same look. Our interface is a little different. So it's going to be a little bit off skew, but the buttons are just about in the same place. So I'm just going to go into period 8, and you're going to see that in conversations, I give them an assignment with a due date. We also can talk about, this is their homework, view assignment, and then they'll reply. We also have conversations in class, and I'll post a question and they'll give their answer, and you can kind of take a look and see where your students or your child, how they're doing and if they're replying. Some things they're not finished yet with. So the encounter. The encounter will just look at the assignment. I have review. Once your child has looked at the encounter picture, here's the encounter picture, taken a look at it, they will then go back to conversations and reply here what they thought was happening in the picture. We had some background knowledge on this, we talked about it for a couple days, and then I gave them that picture. Back to the encounter. And once they have finished that, they can turn it in. They have turn it in, I have review. Where it says student work, on your child's account, it'll say my work. And they can hand in links to pages, documents, etc. It's really very nice. And then there's our encounter picture. That is something I put in. And then I'll review it and I'll give them a grade for doing it. I would definitely suggest, once you're in your child's period, so you have to know what period they have social studies with me. On period 8 here for Martin, I have everything that we've done. Okay, there are due dates to things, but I don't take off points for late work unless it's a homework. So right now we're finishing Dear Dan Snyder. We're looking at the encounter. I have a test prep video I made for them, and they have to answer some questions, and then a primary sources video lesson. And then they can also be studying for a Quizlet. So if you jump on this as a parent, you know exactly what's going on in my classroom. I think the hard part is just finding yourself here. So you just have to find what period your child is in, click on that, and go to assignments. I think you're going to be most concerned about the assignments and if they're what they're doing. You can certainly look at their assignments by clicking on it, and their work will come up. So if you look at test prep video, their work is going to be accessible. Okay, and just look here if they turned it in. Now, for writing, dear Dan Snyder, where'd you go, dear Dan Snyder? There you are, dear Dan Snyder. They can turn it in and then they can re-edit their work, undo the turn in, and turn it back in again. You're going to find that your child knows how to work teams pretty well. And if they don't just yet, it will come. I'm really advocating for one-on-one devices to be brought to the middle school and to Carmel Central School District. Right now, budget limitations create a challenge to us, but I encourage you to see that this really will keep your child organized, on task. You would not believe how the children come in and get right to work. It is such a joy to see them know exactly what is expected of them. They get their earbuds, and we do work for the period, we break, we do breakout sessions, mini lessons. It works out so well. If you have any further questions for me, I don't want to make this too long because let's face it, we all have to go do something and you barely have time to watch a 12-minute video. So I appreciate your time here. Please, please, this will be coming home with your child. It'll be in their social studies section. I can't promise that it will definitely come home, but cut the upper portion for your records and bring this in, or have your child bring this in, that you completed the video, your child was able to help the family access Office 365, and you showed your family Teams and Classroom Notebook. I highly suggest you downloading the app or your child downloading the app on his or her phone, especially if there is not a desktop or a laptop in the family. The student will have printed their name, and then I would ask you just to print your signature. Thank you so much for your time. I do know that checking on your child and making sure they do all the work is difficult. It's hard to sometimes fit in the day. I'm right there with you, struggling every day with my two children. I hope this will make your experience just a bit more seamless. I ask you to have patience with this. It's very new. It's much like Google Classroom. It's Microsoft's answer to Google Classroom. We are a Microsoft school. Thank you.